handsome and wise?
Super. Bass Steelers made me nervous being married to a pitcher.
Yeah.
Oh, John, he's going.
I got a baseball idea. I've got a new rules change to run by you later.
I don't really know that much about baseball, but I did learn what balking was.
Yeah.
Because of walking people. People were walking or stealing bases, not walking. See, I don't know much about baseball.
Bring speed back into the game by
Bionic arm. Uh-oh.
This will be our mystery that we'll solve later.
Okay, perfect.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with us. I'm Peter Cooper. I work at the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum, which is a wonderful place, and a place that loves and respects Ashley Monroe, who is here talking with us today, and I believe she's even going to sing and play later on at the very same time.
I hope so.
Which is a feat that a lot of people don't do in recording studios.
First time tonight.
That's right. That's right. We're here at Starstruck Recording Studios, and but I wanted to talk with you a little bit before we get to the music. You have you've led a remarkable young life, and you had a childhood that was marked by some measure of tragedy and sadness, and you have had a young adulthood that has been marked by triumph and creativity. But it's a different life experience than most people who are listening to you have had. How do you get songs out of that relate to the folks who are listening?
You know, I feel like I had a wonderful life. Growing up, everything was great and lovely. My mom and dad loved each other very much, and my brother and I were very loved. All was great. And then my dad passed when he was 40 of cancer. Unexpected. He was a very healthy man, did everything right.
And you were?
I was 13.
Yeah.
My brother was 18. My mom's 38 and a widow. So at that moment, just everything just fell apart. And it's crazy how much impact and influence one person can bring, you know. It's amazing the things that can fall apart without one person. And so it did. You know, everything fell apart. Plus, we're grieving, and my mom has lost the love of her life, and then my brother and I are like, now what? So at that time, my mom had, I guess, a nervous breakdown, as I would too, and bailed for a bit, and my brother and I were just trying to, you know, deal with our own grief. And in that moment, it was like all I had was my guitar. I really did. And I'd always wanted to come to Nashville and be a singer, and my dad and my mom supported me, but it felt different this time. It was like it was saving my life, you know. And it's like the only thing sturdy I really had to lean on was that guitar for a while. That's when I started writing songs, but it was just to release emotion, you know. It was like writing in your diary, but you're singing it. And a little time went by, and you know, when we moved to Nashville, I just started thinking all the pain that I've been through, you know, how much music and listening to music and even listening to really sad songs when you felt sad helped somehow. And I thought, I feel like everything that I've been through, I'm supposed to help others with, you know, because I've been through it. And I do feel like I've been given a gift by God, and I do think that it's my job to let it shine. So, you know, I kind of feel at this point in my life, I've kind of hit a plateau where I'm happy, and sometimes it scares me because I'm waiting for the bottom to fall out, but now I'm in love, and I have my mom still, and she's like my best friend, and I've got this new child, and I'm more alive than I've ever been, and now I feel like I really want to just share, everything I've been through and help anyone else.
You got into this music business, such as it is, very young, and you had people like John Grady who recognized your talent, your abilities, that thought you were special. But you got into it young enough that you may not have understood the intricacies of what was involved. Is what you want out of the recording industry now what you wanted when you started?
Good question, Peter. I thought it would be different, as anyone does when they go chasing their dream. I just thought it would be different. I thought, okay, Mom, let's leave Knoxville, where I'm from, Knoxville, Tennessee. I'll go to Nashville, write some songs, get a record deal, get signed, get a bus.
Easy.
TikTok, I'll be a star, Yeah. There you go.
Yep.
And I thought it'd feel different and everything,
Instant Reba. Yeah.
Instant, yeah. And so one can dream. But now where I'm at, it's better to me because I've kind of earned the spot where I'm at, where I've kind of proved to everyone I feel like that are fans of my music or that I know other artists. Like, it has been a rough ride, industry-wise for me. I was so young when I first got signed. I was 17, and I didn't know anything, really. All I knew is I wanted to sing, and I kind of still have that pure thought about it. Not that I haven't been super let down and super disappointed in mergers of labels and all these things, or thinking you're going to make it and then the bottom falls out. But I like where I'm at now because I feel like everything has kind of led up to this moment. And I've grown, and my art's grown with me this whole time.
Well, it's interesting. Vince Gill, who you've worked with a lot, often talks about how the results are the art.
Yeah.
And not necessarily the sales or the concert tickets or even the reviews or what have you. And by that, if people are judging you, they've judged you pretty well. You have people like Vince Gill and Chris Stapleton and Dave Cobb, who produced this new album.
Yeah.
And Miranda Lambert, your friend and bandmate. And these are heroes of contemporary music, and they think you're the bee's knees.
I must be, then. Just kidding.
Well, what is it that they see in you that's true and right?
I hope people can just feel it, and through the songs and through when I sing, I kind of go away anyway. Like, I just kind of float off, and then when I come, like when the song's over, it's like I float down. Like, whew, hope that was okay, But I've written with a lot of these people too, and I think that they see that, I am a true artist and a true songwriter, and that I'm just crazy about music. I just love it and respect it so much. And a lot of people can take a bitter turn, or I guess turn jaded in a way if things don't go their way, or pout. And it's just not my style. I'd just rather just figure out how to make it work and just keep going and keep being better and better, and until it is, accepted.
When you go in to make a new album, are you nervous? Are you worried? In this case, you were pregnant.
Yeah.
I don't know if that had anything to do with the album, but
yeah.
But what is the process like for you? And what do you made this one with the great producer Dave Cobb? What do you tell him coming in that you want to do?
I just written all of these songs that had kind of came out after this big. I went away a few years back to this therapy-a-thon, as I call it, but just kind of dug in and just addressed some stuff that was just stale. It was like, oh my gosh, let's just deal with this. But I came out and all these emotions were rattled. So I started writing all these songs. I could tell that they were going to fit together, and it was a fresh start, And I did make this record when I was pregnant, and I already felt, when I was singing these songs, like, different, But Dave, I just felt that he would get it. And so I just started sending him songs kind of as I was writing them. We had talked about, hey, let's do a record together. That's really all we said. We didn't really make a big plan. We just let the songs kind of take us where we ended up going. And even when I went in the studio, we tracked the songs really raw, only like 4 instruments. But it already felt strong, you know, and that it was taking a direction pretty soon. Yeah. But Dave's good about just letting things kind of be. He doesn't overthink them and overanalyze and get too into everything, or think he even has to change things when he doesn't need to. He just kind of goes, lets it breathe, and then somehow it just becomes something really special.
Right. Mm-hmm. You don't tend to write ditties. Do you ever write a song and feel worse at the end of it than you did at the beginning and think, do I really want to say this?
No, I really don't. You know what? Actually, I've been writing a lot of like love songs, but it's not boring love songs. It's like fire love songs. This past year, I've been really excited, actually. I've written so many songs this year that I can't even wait to get out, that I've already been bugging Dave about. But, no, I think that when I write a song, I want to write about something honest. Even if it's super dark and uncomfortable, it probably needs to be said. Just let it be said.
We're in an interesting time, and a lot of these wonderful people are swirling around Dave Cobb, this great producer, and there's people around. He's produced some incredible albums on Jason Isbell and Chris Stapleton and Lori McKenna and lots of wonderful folks. There are people who spend a lot of time going, I don't know what happened to real country music, and everything's changed. But do you feel hopeful right now?
Gosh, I'm hopeful for music in general. I've always been funny about calling things like, that's not country, or that's not pop, or that's not. I don't feel like it's anybody's job to say what's what. And I don't even really care what it is, as long as it makes me feel something.
Well, you've said you don't even know if your album is a country album, but it feels like you.
Yeah, it's me, and I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, and I am country, so I am. I don't know if music is, but I know it's influenced by where I'm from, which is the country. So it's interesting how we do get kind of judgy about genres, or people will say, well, that sounds pop. I'm like, I love pop. My gosh. Celine Dion, yes. Mariah Carey. All kinds of pop. I listen to pop all the time. So it's like, I think it's so cool to be influenced by different kinds of music and just let it be. And don't worry about trying to fit it. I know for charts' sake, there sometimes has to be a genre, and I understand that. But I don't obsess about fitting in one, I guess, is my point.
Yeah. Have you ever had somebody come up to you and say, well, like a fan after a show, I see that your song went up to number 24 this week.
No, because I've never had a song go up to 24.
Well,
Hands on You just did good on the Americana charts. Oh, yeah. So thankful. Yeah.
You have had songs that did quite well.
I've had songs that I've written that 2 number ones at country, though.
Yeah.
Go me. Sometimes I forget. I feel way older than 31.
Man. Well, you are and you aren't. You're wearing 31 real well.
Thanks, Peter.
Ashley, we're going to have an exciting video premiere later on of a song. Tell us about Wild Love.
Okay, so Wild Love, I went to C2C, this festival in Europe a few years back, and just fell in love with London. I just couldn't get enough of London. I just walked around like, this is just amazing.
C2C it's a huge festival. It's a big old stadium that they say is for football, but it's really for soccer. And the amazing whispering Bob Harris often works as a presenter there, and he speaks like this. But so that's they tend to look at American music differently than Americans do in some ways.
They really liked me, and I really liked them. That's all I know. But I felt like a confidence in the city in general, even, like this was just old and beautiful fashion, confident people. So anyway, I had this melody for Wild Love really strong in my head, and the words were already kind of going in there. And I remember Miranda was with me. We did a lot of things together over there. We were in the car on the way over to the big stadium, and I was like, I got this idea. Wild love wash over me like Barcelona rain. She's like, oh yeah, that's really cool. And then she got on her phone or did something or looked out the window, and I was like, all right then, I'm gonna write it myself. So I always say, if this is my big hit, she's really gonna be missing out on a lot of fame.
Yeah.
But no, I love this song. I feel like that it kind of lets me be free all the way, and it's all right to talk about that. I was thinking, too, the other day, Angelina Presley, that's in Pistolani's with me, was like, you know, it is interesting that these like sensual songs popped up on this record. She goes, weren't you trying to get pregnant the whole time you were writing this record? And I was like, yes. So it kind of makes sense now. I'd really never thought about that till now, but I wasn't in London. My husband wasn't over there, so I wasn't trying to get pregnant in London. But I got inspired.
It was interesting hanging out with you a little bit before this. You seem to like to sing, and the person that I think of with people ask sometimes, well, what's the most beautiful voice you've heard? And I'm always thinking Dolly Parton walking through the hallway singing,
yeah.
and she just doesn't stop singing. Are you like that?
Mm-hmm. I am so much like that. Sometimes I think my husband's like, please be quiet. But maybe he's just used to it. And when I was a little girl, my mom would say, Ashley, stop singing and eat. Because I'd be like, wah! You know, I just and choke. But I feel such a release and such a peace when I sing. It's like the only time I'm completely chill.
Well, George Jones told me one time, I'd rather sing a sad song than eat. So maybe
I like
you and the possum are in the same place.
Me too, actually.
Would you sing us a few songs?
Yes, I would love to.
Thank you.
Gonna do a
Hey,
transition
it's Ashley Monroe,
here.
everybody.
Let's see. Thanks, guys. Let's sip of water. Okay. Thank you for everyone tuning in. I know my mom's watching. I love you, Heather. Okay. I'll she's my little girl, and the night goes cold when she cries. Oh, my baby, oh, my angel, won't you come on down and put your arms around me? Oh, my darling, oh, my angel, won't you come on down and rescue me? She never tells me when I'm doing something wrong. She just pulls me gently, she leads me home. Sweetest spirit I have ever known. And when the day dies, she's still shining on. Oh, my baby, oh, my angel, won't you come on down and put your arms around me? Oh, my darling, oh, my angel, won't you come on down and rescue me? I love my baby, she's the light of the world. She wakes me up with the sun in her eyes. Oh, my baby, oh, my angel, won't you come on down and put your arms around me? Oh, my darling, oh, my angel, won't you come on down and rescue me? Oh, my baby, won't you? Oh, my darling, won't you come on down and put your arms around me? Oh, my baby, won't you? Oh, my darling, won't you come on down and rescue me? Come on down and rescue me. Come on down and rescue me. Thanks, guys. Okay, I'll do a couple more. This song I wrote with my dear friend Waylon Payne. He's an amazing singer-songwriter as well. And it's kind of how I feel about music, the magic of music. I was handed keys to the kingdom. I was given a haunted guitar, and I heard it sing every song it ever wrote, and then some. premiere of the video comes on live after this. Here we go. I'm on a mission, fast and forbidden, wrath on the vine. Under my skin, fire has risen, a dangerous kind of wild wash over me like Barcelona rain. Wild love take over me. I'll never be the same. I won't live for the wild, 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 wild love. Ooh, I won't live for the wild, 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 wild love. I'm on a mission. I take what's given. It's rightfully mine. I will embrace it. I want to taste it. Drown in the wine. Wild love wash over me like Barcelona rain. Wild love take over me. I'll never be the same. I won't live for the wild, 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 wild love. Oh, I won't live for the wild, 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 wild love. I need a stranger to pull my hair and call my name. Take me home and make me feel alive again. Lightning rod, oh help me God, it's coursing through my veins. I don't wanna deny myself. Pull my hair and call my name. Pull my hair and call my name. Wild love. For the wild, 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 wild love. Ooh, I won't live for the wild, 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 wild love. I don't wanna deny myself for the wild, 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 wild love. Ooh, I won't live for the wild, 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 wild love. Call my name. Call my name. Thanks, guys. Yay. Go check out my video now on YouTube. Turn out the lights. Party's over.
Hey, was that any good?
How do I get up live? Awesome, guys. Thanks. So vulnerable. Just no reverb. Y'all got to hear just real singing. This is awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Yeah, really. I'm so happy. Thank you. Of course.